Well, good evening, Team Eagles, and welcome to our Monday evening call. We are Mick and Jenny Daly. We are Presidential Marketing Directors in your support line, living in these beautiful mountains of Colorado. And as many of you know, I had a little health scare last week, where the good news is I am absolutely fine. However, I was advised by my doctor not to fly, so at the very last minute, we had to cancel our plans to come to Indy. And we were absolutely devastated. You know, that's the first conference we've missed, other than one sort of around the COVID time, the first one we missed in more than 30 years. So you can imagine this evening, we are really looking forward to hearing from all of you who were there and to learn about everything that we missed. However, first, Mick, we're going to take a quick look at the contest because we had no Zoom last Monday night, and I know we have some recognition to do. So over to you.
We certainly do. We have double recognition. So the results for March, Deborah Jones won the contest in March, and I know Deborah is on the Zoom tonight, and she was in Indy, so I hope we hear from her soon.
Yes.
Congratulations, Deborah, because you beat out Nicole Helmstedt and Melinda Crenwell-Gee. Good, well done, Deborah. And then because that March business closed out the 6-month overall contest, then I can also announce that Nicole Helmstetler won the overall contest, beating out by just a few points Rachel Harries, and a few more points Melinda Crenwell-Gee. So congratulations, Nicole, and congratulations, Deborah.
All right.
You are muted. Don't know why, but you are muted.
I unmuted. I don't know what happened. We're going to switch and do our eat and share at the end because somebody else is eating right now. So we're going to switch that over, but we are going to just dive right into the highlights that we all experienced at Indianapolis. And I know you're going to hear this from everybody, but I'm telling you, this leadership idea of a conference was phenomenal. I posted Travis's welcome letter to us. They provided us a whole book that had all of the speakers and their backgrounds. So we had something to take notes on. We got a bag full of wonderful things. Everybody that attended had the Luminate glass to mix our Luminate in. And they also gave us a leadership mug, like a Yeti. So we were welcomed in quite nicely. And so I am going to turn it over to the team. I know we have a lot of people that were there, so I've asked each one of us to just take one takeaway that they really impacted them the most and share that with all of you. And then also, how are they planning to implement what we learned? Because of course, you all know we go to these conferences and we get all fired up and we see each other and all the things. And Monday happens. And so we all have to be ready to know how we're going to implement that idea into our work week. So Costanza, I'm going to turn it over to you first.
Hello.
Oh, wait.
All right, let me see if I can do this right. Okay. Well, during the conference, what I heard a lot of things, but what I came home with was when they said the day that memories are greater than your dreams, you're going to be dead in the water. And that hit me strong because, sometimes I'm just like, well, whatever, you're going with life. So I just realized that when I don't have any dreams, I become complacent. And it's not goals, it's dreams. What are my dreams? So that's what I started thinking during the conference. So what I want to implement more dreams. And by having more dreams, you know, we have the with others to share a business that will heal anybody, because that's what Juice Plus does. But by making money and having a business that will help you fulfill dreams. And you know, my dreams are not cheap. So by bringing more people to come with along with me in this business, then we can have the community and we can dream together. So I think I'm focusing on that. What is it that I really want to do with the rest of the life that I have, and not just sit there just living one day at a time.
I love it. And that was from our worship gathering. So our speaker was phenomenal. Okay, Mark and Kim George, over to you.
Kim George.
Okay. I guess my speaker that I would talk about is probably the one I took most notes on, is Donald Miller. I guess Mark and I probably, when we tell our stories, we're so excited that we have so many of them that we like to share everything. And that's probably one thing that we do too much is if you can confuse and then you can lose it. You list too many things, you can lose your customer. So be clear. You can be cute and be clear. Define the problem, understand the problem, and then you can hook the customer with that. Also, he talked about the percentages. There's 70% of the story of the person that sells, and the other 30% there is no problem. So you want to make sure you talk about the problem, and then you talk about with the problem. It could be their fatigue, dehydration, and identify the problem, and then you can introduce your Juice Plus. Just identify, their why, and be have empathy and be compassionate and just love on them. And then, of course, at the very end, they want to talk more about the money and confirm and make sure that they know that this is the right decision for them. And so that they all have a problem, and with the problem we do have a solution, and with that solution we have results. And why are you laughing at me?
You're doing great. I didn't realize you took that many notes. That's awesome.
So I was on a roll.
You are. Take all the time. I
so-
don't need to talk.
So that can be, you're within your opening statement. So
Cool.
that's
Great job, Kim. I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever gotten Mark to be quiet that long for you to talk.
I wanted to look at her notes, but I
I see.
figured I'd just listen and we hear them.
my notes from my notes, and there's things that are not spelled right, and I have all these little things that are my little.
Those are notes for you. Well, so first off, this isn't really I wanted everybody to know that didn't go. It's really the first time that I have not been able to log on or listen to Travis Garza. And I realized that this was a leadership deal. I don't know. I'd be curious to see if he would stand up at a huge conference and say this, but the fact that he got on stage and said what he said, and when I mean that, I'm not going to say he identified really what crappy shape we were in. And for him to stand, and I don't mean as a business, like we have an awesome company, but we are headed, man, was I really impressed with that guy. He brought his
You're talking
team
about,
up.
you're talking about Travis, correct?
Travis Garza, yeah, he brought his team up, the IT guy that, and they even showed us people. So I want to tell you that I think Melinda is it 4 years? I don't know how long we've been, 4 years, 4.5, whatever, somewhere around there. But when we started, like almost the day or the week that we started, Melinda and Bree kept saying, we're getting this new website. We're getting this new website. This is, and which I really didn't care that much about it, but now I really care because it's not, anyway, I don't want to waste a bunch of time on that, but they showed us examples of what it's going to look like. So it's actually in the making. They're close. I think then they say we're going to have it, but we're going to have it this year. So I'm excited about that. And I
Yeah.
hope everybody that's on the call, that's hungry for that knows that it's coming. The Donald Miller dude, he was a stud. I'm going to give you a couple of things if you've got your pens and whatever to write down, so that you can really get a fuller taste of it. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you right now, write this down: storybrand.com/juice plus. Now, that's not going to be horribly easy when you get there. I'll say it again in a second, but just fill out the stuff. You're not hurting yourself or anything like that. I've done it. And then you can see like a 15-minute video that's going to really bring home what Kim just got through saying, the highlights that I'm going to say. So storybrand.com/
And it's in the chat. Terry just put it in the chat so y'all can all see what he's talking
awesome.
about.
I'm not that good. Way to go, Terry. That's why she's my butt. Yeah, so we do stories of hope. And you guys have had me speak a couple times on stories of hope. And my problem that I've identified, I've actually stepped back a little bit. If you've noticed, I'm not on any leaderboards or anything like that, because I realize that I need to refine some stuff, and I'm kind of trying to maybe change. And Donald Miller identified what I've always known, but I didn't really have the way to fix it. I have always told my story of hope. And when you're talking to somebody for the first time, that's probably too much. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of success selling this stuff, but it's supposed to be a one-liner, and Donald Miller gave us all the time. He coached us up: problem, product, result. Write that down: problem, product, result. And so I'll try it out with you guys tonight. He had everybody do their one-liner, and it needed to identify the problem, identify the product, and give the result. And so, hey, Mark, what do you do? Well, oddly enough that you should ask, I got involved with a company. I was fighting gut issues, and it ended me up in the ER, where they stopped my heart for 30 seconds one day. And since that time, I partnered with a global health food company that completely alleviated all of that. And among all of the list of things that it has done for me, this, on a side note, it's going to help me live longer. And that it probably even needs to be quicker than that. But Donald Miller said commas are your worst enemy. So you need to get it done. So the story of hope needs to be like, if Melinda or Bree or somebody calls me and says, hey, will you tell your story, that they've already talked to somebody. But the idea was, I let them know that I had a problem. I solved the problem with the product, Juice Plus. And as a result, it's going to make me healthier and live longer. It's also important to know that I thought it was really cool, and you'll see that on the deal, but on a scale of 1 to 10, it's called the curse of knowledge. And we know so much, and me and Melinda are probably really horrible at this, but on a scale of 1 to 10, being 10, you've got all this knowledge and you're trying to dump it all on them, and they do not care. Customers make buying decisions between level 1 and 2. 2 to 6 is the curse of knowledge. Don't confuse them with that much knowledge. They don't need it. They don't know what to do with it. So in sales, I teach my people, when you're selling something, you can give them 2 options, but the third one confuses them. And once they get confused, they're gone. And then lastly, I wanted to just point out, because Jason Dorsey was a stud, and I wrote down something that I thought, two somethings. If your goal in life is money, you'll never have enough. If your goal in life is money, you'll never have enough. And lastly, rejection brings you closer to a yes unless you quit. Rejection brings you closer to a yes unless you quit. There you go. I might have talked longer than you wanted me to, but those were awesome things that I thought everybody did. Mm-hmm.
It's how we were, y'all. We were all just like walking around going, we can't put any more else in. We can't put anything else in. Okay. Terry, thanks for putting all that in the chat. What have you got for us, Terry?
Okay, well, I'm going to kind of pivot on to Mark and Kim, because that's where I took a lot of notes too. But, you know, when you, listening to Travis, when he started off right away, I agree with Mark in all that he said. But the thing was, he said, we may not always get it right, but we will never leave it wrong. And when he said that, I thought, okay, there's a man I can follow. So because it's a leadership conference, so, you know, there's got to be a leader and then there's followers. So if you can't, well, you guys know all that, so I'm talking to the choir. So anyway, but also with Donald Miller and the 3-step one-liner, one thing he talked about was this storyboard, and how you can go to any book and put your finger in a paragraph and there'll be a conflict. And that there's the hero in the story and the guide, and we are the guides. And as the guide, we need to do 2 things. We need to have empathy. We need to care about the customer, and then we need to demonstrate competency and authority. And so you as the guide move the hero through the story. Basically, this is a very short version, and then that hero becomes the guide, and that's how it replicates itself. And he said, basically, when you tell your story, you're saying, I used to be in a hole and now I'm not. So that's basically, I could go on and on with others, but I'm not going to. So that's it.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Cheryl, I didn't get an answer back from you, but do you have something you want to unmute?
I'm sorry, I'm in the throngs of zazing, and it's crazy. And you saw her, she's already been up here 3 times, so it probably won't last long. But anyway, I didn't get a chance to see what you said, but I was so impressed. This convention, or this meeting, was the best I have ever attended. It wasn't a yay, we're awesome. It's like, oh man, we've got some stuff to change. And I just was so impressed with Travis and his heart. And I mean, I just was really proud to be part of the company.
Thank you. Yes. I knew you were up there. She's still in Indiana with those grandkids. So I'm glad you're on, Cheryl. Good job. All right, turn it over to Mark. What do you want to add?
Well, there's you know, like she said, there was so many things we heard, all the way from the opening prayer, whatever, not prayer break, worship gathering, until the closing. And the closing was unbelievable as well. But I think the one thing that it's playing off of kind of what Travis was saying, but when the technology guy was out there, you know, Travis came in and pretty much said, you know, what we're doing to get this new one going is not working. So what impressed me was that they were looking at like the Shopify and these other companies, and the thing that they said that just struck me as, well, that's a good business decision. It was like, we're going to let them spend their billions or millions to develop it, and then we're just going to use it, right? And so our company is not going to be behind the development. It'll just be, you know, it's like it's shifting the work to somebody who knows what they're doing all the time, you know, much better. So that was what impressed me, because I think that's one of our major issues right now is, you know, things don't work right. You go in to find something, you can't find it, and then you find it and it doesn't work. And I mean, even the ordering the the products at the conference, everybody was getting error messages, and you know, it was like it's just it's time for it to work, you know. And I think by doing that, that was the big thing I got. I mean, that's not the biggest, but that was one of them that I just wanted to say on here is like they were saying it's going to be better soon.
Right.
And I believe that's going to happen. So.
Excellent. Okay. Yes. Outsourcing the things that other companies can spend their millions on. And that gets us back into innovation. And that was a big message from Travis, and we can get focused on what we do best. Okay, Rachel, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can introduce your team and what their responses were.
Okay. Thanks, Melinda. Firstly, I'd like everybody to join and welcome a new member of our team and first time on a call, and that's Sharon, who is on the call today. Welcome, Sharon. We're thrilled to have you. I know you only joined maybe yesterday, so it's so nice to see you on the call. And as a result of that, I wanted really to talk about the power of these conferences for team building. And one of the best things that happened during Indy was that I got to spend my time with Lisa and Alice in a room, and we had a ton of fun. And it's just so cool to be able to be with the whole team and do real team building and share what we've learned. And then as you talk about implementation, how we want to implement things. So I think it's all part of the team. Deborah was there, Robin was there, Lisa, Paula, and Alice. You know, we had a good showing of team up. So that was a highlight for me. But also I wrote, when you asked me, I also wrote about Donald Miller, and I thought it was funny that everybody so far picked him. The most notes I got was Kristen Boss, who I thought was absolutely outstanding. And I had heard her before, and I thought she was going to talk about social media, but she talked purely about leadership and how to be a leader. And one of the main messages I got from that, and that I'm going to use to implement in my business, is selling the vision. And selling the vision of what we do, the vision for our team, the vision of our mission, vision of our company, and even right down to the vision of our call. You know, I don't know what prompted Sharon to join us today, but we need to make sure that Sharon and other new people really feel like it's vital and important to attend our calls and participate and learn and find out what's been going on. So I know we don't have too much time yet left, so I will turn it over to one of my team members. And if we have time at the end, I've got other things. But Lisa, maybe you could go next.
Okay, I kind of repeat what everybody has said, but I mean, the transparency as Travis was exactly what I needed to hear from the direction of the company. And it kind of all started with vision at the worship gathering of, you know, without a vision, man will perish, and ended with Kristen talking about you need vision versus motivation, and then Travis giving us where we're headed. I think also with Gina talking about the brand repositioning and engaging the company to bring us up to speed, basically, and get us, you know, they kept saying we're a sleeping giant and it's time to wake up. And so I thought that was, you know, good. And the fact, and I guess this was the vision too, of where they focus, you know, they highlighted the two primary target markets of the balanced realist and the young and the healthy and fit, just based on their initial surveys. So I thought that was, you know, it just gives you a better, clearer picture of where we're headed and who we are focused on. And I think those, I mean, again, Donald Miller, just the short, and I really liked how he had people stand up and you heard what we considered our 1 minute story or one liner that was like paragraphs. And then, you know, it was like the first didn't tie out to the result. It like, hear the problem, but then, you know, Juice Plus fixes so many things. You want to tell everybody that, but it's like, just stick with what agrees with the problem. So those were kind of my big takeaways. I mean, the worship gathering was amazing, and just the whole thing was uplifting, and just times it's not always easy, but it's worth it. And just, everything we do impacts the lives of others.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Yeah, absolutely. Paula, can I ask you to share something next?
Sure. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to say. I went into this conference thinking I'm a farmer and I sell fruits and vegetables, because that's what I always tell people. I'm a farmer and I sell fruits and vegetables. But I came out of this conference saying I'm a painter and I paint a vision now. So that has changed my mindset, and that's I'm going to do different going forward. The second thing is we got a beautiful little glass, see mine? And it's totally clear because I put it in the dishwasher. So if you've not used yours and washed it yet and put it in the dishwasher, I don't recommend it because all the little markings are gone. I was disappointed in that. But anyway, the other thing I want to say is a couple of people said it was the best conference ever they've been to, or conference, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter, but it's conference to me. One marker that it was the best conference, people were in their seats. They were not up and walking around. They sat in their seats. They'd get up and go to the bathroom. And I know that because we had seats from Melinda. She saved us seats, and they were right by the bathroom. And so it was like you would see people come and they would go back to their seats. And only in between breaks did, lots of people go. And it was just amazing. I had never, ever seen that many people stay in their seats that long. And it was really nice because we had seats at a table to rest on and take notes. That was really brilliant. So anyway, the other thing, nobody said anything about Illuminate. Let me tell you, that thing rocks. I don't drink caffeine or anything, and I never did. First time I took one, I was up till 2:30 in the morning. I went to bed. I was talking with Rachel and Lisa, and I could have stayed up all night long, but Cheryl called and told me to get up and get in bed. And then when I went up, I turned the basketball game on and made him watch the basketball game with me, and it got over. And I was still wired, and I was still ready to go because I never drink caffeine, and it did not serve me well. But I drank. Then yesterday I split a half of one with Albert, but I have got my Illuminate in, and now I had a full one this morning at 7 o'clock. I haven't gotten up at 7 o'clock, and I don't know when without the alarm set, but I did. So the Illuminate works, and what it's really good for is brain fog. Let me tell you, it was just, but yet there's a calmness about you. So it is just awesome. It really is.
Do you hear her? Do you hear
What?
her, people? She never shuts up now. I mean, she used to shut up, but she doesn't shut up. Even when she's in bed, she's talking. Right, Terry?
Somebody mute her. Like Mark George, who talks more? The other thing I wanted to say is
I'm not seeing that calm, Paula. I'm not seeing that calm.
The other thing was Travis. At the end of the conference, it was all over and everybody, and I was going back and forth because Cheryl and Melinda didn't agree on where they were going to meet, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I was just kind of walking around. And I walked through, and there was Travis, his wife, and there was a couple other couples there. And they were trying to take a selfie and having a hard time. And so I walked by, and Travis goes, "Would you mind taking our photo?" And I said, No, not at all. So I took their photo, and then some other couples came up and said, "Oh, would you take ours?" And I said, "Sure." So I took 3 or 4 pictures, and then I kind of gave it back to him. And then I was going to walk away. He goes, "Would you like a photo?" And I said, "Sure." And so he goes, Heidi, his wife, was there, and he goes, "Here, let me get in the middle." And I said, "Why? She's prettier than you are." And so anyway, we kind of laughed, and we took the picture. And then he asked me, I don't know what he asked. Oh, he asked me, he said, what did you write down? Because at the end of the conference, he had us write down what our goal was. What were we going to do in Phoenix? And so he took my name badge and he pulled it out, and he looked and see what I have on there. Oh, I'm sorry, it's blurry.
You'll have to read it.
It says senior sales coordinator by Phoenix. And he said, "That's great. Are you going to do it?" And I said, "Yes." When I write it down, I said, I'll do it. And now that you've seen it, I don't have much of a choice. The interesting thing, he was staring at me. It was like I was the only person in the room. Nobody else was there. He was looking at me, he was looking at my eyeballs, and I looked right back at his eyeballs. And I mean, we were like one-on-one connecting. And when someone pays that much attention to what you're doing, because in this world today, we're always looking around, grabbing, doing the phone. Cheryl, the phone, she was on the phone it was a lot. And so phone, and they're not paying attention to you. He not only pays attention to you, he hears you, he listens. If you ever get a chance to go up and talk to him, do yourself a favor and do it, because he will make the time for you and he will talk to you and listen to you. Mostly he loves to listen. And he asked me what I thought about the conference, and I told him what I thought, because I thought it was just awesome. And I felt like I'm almost done, Melinda. I felt like the best thing I got out of the conference, and it's what Costanza said, the days that your memories are greater than your dreams, you are going to be dead in the water. And you just think about that, because we all have great memories and we continue to make great memories. But by God, you better have those dreams that you're working towards. Or as Kurt Beavers and I got into a little discussion, I go, or you're going to be dead. He goes, no, I think you're going to be in the water. And then Hope finally said, you're going to be dead in the water. So anyway, that was kind of funny. But anyway, that quote is just, I felt like the best thing I got out of conference. Okay.
It's
I'm done.
amazing. All amazing.
That was awesome.
What? Oh.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Thank you so much, Paula. So we still have two people left. That's Robin and Deborah. Which one of you would like to go first? Not Deborah, Robin then. Can you come off mute, Robin, and share?
Well, hello, everyone. I must say, before to get to conference, the best experience I ever had was to have a Queen QSC drive me all the way to Indianapolis, Indy, to the conference. And we had the most amazing time. And I was just making sure she enjoyed it just as much as I did. And for us going up, and what everyone has said, I piggyback on all of that, was great. But the most important thing that I did get for my team is no more blaming and complaining. Hey, just get out there and get your own self a raise anytime you need a raise. And that's just put your feet on the bricks and get to work. And the next one, and that was from actually Leanne. And what Carrie said was, you got to set a goal every 30 days. And that's what's most important to me. And that's why my new team that I have, I love them. I appreciate them. And whatever I can do to help them to make their goals and their dreams come, that's what I'm all about. That's all I want to share. Oh, and the main thing was my Queen QSC. I will introduce her, Ms. Deborah K. Jones.
Deborah, I know you're a little maybe nervous to share, but just say hello, because you made QSC right before this conference and we celebrated you there. And we were so proud that you could actually join us in Indy and drive Robin there, because Robin wouldn't have been there without you. So just tell us if you enjoyed yourself.
I did enjoy myself. It was fun. I'm ready to go again.
Ready to go again, okay. Ready to go again means Phoenix. So everybody mark the calendar for Phoenix in September. And we know that we're going to be celebrating Paula as an SSC. And if anybody else wonders what they're going to be celebrated as, just look at your name tag. It will tell you. Thanks, Melinda.
Yes. And I'm going to share that with everybody. Travis did challenge us at the end, and everyone should get out a pencil and get something to write down. And right now, put down, where are you going to be in Phoenix? Phoenix is in September. What is your goal for your business in September? And write that down and then share it with your support line. I'm going to turn it over to Brianna, is going to wrap us up with the eat and share. And y'all notice she's got a little buddy with her.
I know he's luckily asleep. So I'm going to run through this quickly because I know we're already over time, but I want to make sure that everybody knows where to find these things. Does everyone know where your Juice Plus Hub is? Okay. If you don't, talk to your sponsor or Mick or Jenny, or send us somebody a message that's on this call that you saw shake their head or nod their head, because that's what you're going to see. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Here we go. So once you open up your hub, there's all of these that are going to swipe by on the top. I don't know where it is down here. I'm sure it's somewhere down here in resources. But if you just click on, it's going to be like the last one, of course. Somewhere up here. Okay, this one. You can click here to access all of this. There are tons of resources, Spanish and English, which I love that they already have the Spanish up here. So I'm just going to click through a few of them. I agree with what Mark had said. You do not need to know all of this. You do not need to share all of this to make a sale of the new product. Stuff like this that is really easy and simple is realistically what's going to help you. Like social media, I always say, is your fishing net. So it's going to throw it out there, and then it's your responsibility to follow up with the likes and the comments and the things that start from this. But little simple things like this. Now, these are great for you to have on hand for those people that ask specifics. But I agree, don't overwhelm people, don't confuse people, don't give them more than they're asking for. But I love that we have stuff like this. These are really cool because who the heck knew what that word was? If you don't have any nutrition knowledge or any of this before these came out, unless maybe you already are taking some of these for your health, but those kinds of things are really fun. But I love having all of this. If someone asks, like, what the heck is lion's mane? Why is it in there? Where do y'all get it? That's where then you can have this specific. I would even just screenshot it and send them like that chunk of it. I wouldn't even send someone the whole thing, and if they what they ask for. That's me personally. But there's lots of really great things on frequently asked questions, how you can do this. And on social media, I just kind of wanted to show you a variety of how people are sharing this, in case you were wondering, like you're super excited, but you're overwhelmed. Maybe you don't know how to use social media. Maybe you don't know how to share this. You can look through. So Emily shared this one. I thought this was really cute. She has a fun song, but I'm not going to worry about playing it right now. But like Tired Mom Club, meet your new favorite drink. Like, how cute is that? She just literally took a video of her making it, and then had a video of her cleaning her kitchen, giving me energy and helping me focus. Quick little kitchen cleanup, right? Like, this took her just setting her phone up and putting it up, and then just sharing that. Probably took her 2 seconds. Then she's got her cute little girl. But there's people that are making posts. So say you don't want to have a video of you, you don't feel comfortable making a story, whatever that is, you can make a post. I think the simpler, the better. I personally think if you have a picture of you in it, that's better because it's on your social media. But if you don't have it yet, use one of the stock photos. If you get it and you don't feel comfortable taking a picture of you with it, I think this is a great idea. I like the short and sweet of this. Hope had a really good one. Hers is a little bit longer, but she took a similar picture to show that this is a drink, and then put in a bunch of the things that it's good for. So you can go and check hers out, put what it's made, what it's good for, the benefits of it. I think all of those are really good if you want to make a post. Then, of course, you've got the reels. So if you're fancy enough to do a reel and you know what that is, this is not starting from the beginning. Here we go. This is a fun one that Jamie Kinsey did that I think is a really good one. Another fun, like playing song, asking for, she's probably going to use her first order as samples. So if you wanted to give samples, you can. You don't ever have to give samples, but that's a really fun way if you wanted to give 5 out or maybe 10 out or something like that. Nicole had a really cute video. I remember seeing this, immediately texting my mom and dad being like, is this for sale? Is this cup something I can buy? Right? Because that's cute the way she did this. She just videoed herself pouring it in, wrote a little bit up about it, and clicked post, right? You don't have to make these super complicated. Abby talked a little bit about, if you want to talk on a story, that she's sitting here, she can't wait to tell you more about it. And then she put some actual posts with information on it. So there's no wrong way to share this, is where I'm going. There's lots of fun ways that you can do this and share what these things are. So I wanted to share a handful of those options so y'all could see the variety. Just like in your business, it doesn't all have to be the same way. So you can share it however you want. But I would encourage use this, share this, because we don't come out with new products very often. So take advantage of this hype. You know, Juice Plus takes a lot of time and a lot of research putting this together. And it looks like there was some, promo stuff that they had. I didn't see, obviously, I wasn't there. That's his fault, blame him. But I'll be at the next one. But there was some good promo stuff. So it looks like a few of y'all snagged some of that while you were there as well. But that's all.
Great job, Brianna. Thank you. Y'all, we could be here all night. I know it's already 10 after, and we could just keep on going and keep on going, but we're going to try to wrap it up. We'll have a lot more information. There is so much more. Mick has already posted so many videos and all of the visuals, as Brianna said, on the hub. So just get on the Facebook group, get with your support line, and just get on the phone, talk about what the big thing they were saying is this should really launch you into a much, much broader market. So all the people that are on Juice Plus to add it, and all the people that are not on Juice Plus that you've talked to or you've never talked to, you have a whole nother arena to go out into. Speaking of, Kurt is going to be doing that tomorrow night for us on the business opportunity meeting Tuesday night. He and Michelle are going to Barnett are going to do that tomorrow, and they are also going to play the Illuminate video. So as they're talking to your business prospects, they'll be showing that. Wendy Campbell is also doing a stories of the why is in the wow is in the why. So if you have prospects tomorrow night for a product, both of those are available. So let's see. The last thing, just to remind everybody, they extended the $10 sign up. So that is huge. So we have 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Both of those, Deborah, both of those are at 7 o'clock Central tomorrow night. So we do have one more month where we can actually share this opportunity for $10. I still think that's nuts. That you can come on and get your Partner Plus for $10. You can get your Partner Plus, get $100 bonus, get a box of $100 worth of stuff, and also make your sales profit on whatever it was that you sold or you bought yourself. So it's just crazy good. Mick, we haven't given you much time, and I know you weren't there, but is there anything you want to wrap us up with as we try to stop talking?
Yes, because we couldn't be there, so we're looking forward to the Thursday night product launch party, right? Thursday night.
Yes.
The details
This
are
week.
all out there. Unfortunately, that happens, I think it will be about 2 a.m. where I will be in jolly old England. But I'm trusting that I'll be able to watch the recording when it's done. So on that note, shall I stop the recording?
Yes.